So on this morning, I'm gonna go ahead and get the leeks out and get get this bed weeded out and covered up like I did that bed. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Huffman house. We are pretty much in mid-July, and I hope everybody had a good 4th of July weekend. It was a birthday celebration bash. We have like a lot of birthdays in July, so we do it all together and celebrate 4th of July. And I had a girlfriend of mine, her birthday's also July. We've been best friends since high school. And so she came in to visit with her new fiance, so I got to meet him. Yeah, it was great. It was a great 4th of July. I hope y'all had one too. So I was going to talk to you about the garden today since it's mid-July and let you know what's going on. I finally got the shade cloth up on the greenhouse. We have cucumbers in there, but it's also about time to start some seeds, so it needed to get put up a long time ago, but it's up now. So, well, it's kind of up. All right, so like I said, we do have some cucumbers in here that are not doing well at all. And I really liked them last year, so I decided not to plant my outdoor ones. And boy, was that a mistake, because now I have no cucumbers. So I will be going to the farmer's market this Saturday, and we will get us some local cucumbers so I can get to making pickles, because that's one of my family's extended family. All my family friends love my pickles. So I'm gonna get onto that. I'm gonna take you down here to the garden, let you see what's going on. And then we'll get inside and I'll show you today's harvest. All right, I'm just gonna turn you around. So as you can see, with the drought we've had, and we've had extreme heat temperatures, I am putting this garden to bed. I'm done trying to deal with it. So I've been coming out about 7 o'clock in the morning trying to get what I can done. Yeah, so on the things to do list is going to be getting these green beans out and getting these beds put to bed for the winter time. Our figs are doing great though. Carrots, I think I'm just going to rip them up and try to do a replant maybe over fall, see how they do. I will be leaving the tomatoes in. I got this bed put together. This was the leeks and onions. It was supposed to be celery, but it didn't happen. That bed never got planted. Peppers I will leave in also. They're actually doing really well, surprisingly. That bed never got planted. Yeah, that's just atrocious. I'll be ripping that out hopefully tomorrow morning also. Strawberries are doing fairly well. Since I don't get a good production all at one time, what I do is I just pick them and throw them in a freezer bag. So once I get enough, I'll be making some strawberry jam. I need to get that bed put to bed. Corn's doing fairly decent, surprisingly, with no rain and me not being very good at watering. These tomatoes aren't producing near as what we normally get. All right, let's get inside and I will show you what's going on with the produce we have been getting, and talk about a couple things there. All right, so now that we're back in the house, show you what you got today's harvest. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but this is what my table and my counters look like for the next probably month to 2 months, with all the veggies and stuff coming in from the garden. So these are leeks. We got some good sized ones like we did last year. And then again, we just got some really puny leeks. Just was not the year of the garden this year, and that happens, you know. What are you gonna do? But I took the initiative to go ahead and let's get everything out and put it to bed for the year. Or not everything. We will be keeping some things. So we got the leeks out today. I did get some more green beans to can. So the bush beans, I believe those are Haas Tool. They are definitely still producing. And they're doing really well. And then my one zucchini. Alright, so since this had to be picked today, I'm going to go ahead and get these cleaned up and chopped up, and then we're going to make and can some potato leek soup that we really enjoyed having on the shelves over last winter. So I'm definitely going to do that with some of the potatoes that we grew. And I won't be putting the whole recipe in there because you don't want to can cream or anything like that. So what I do is I make the base of it, basically the potatoes, the leeks, the stock in it, and then we'll can that up. So, all right, so I'm going to get these washed up, and yeah, I'll bring you back. So I got the leeks washed up, and the recipe calls for them to be roughly chopped. Really? So I'm just going to get them chopped up. Now, the recipe is for making the soup, not for necessarily canning the soup. So I'm not really following amount-wise on the leeks and the potatoes. But I will list the whole recipe down below for you if you decide that you might want to try it. It's a really good recipe. It's a Lazy Dog Farm Travis's recipe. So anyway, so I'm just going to get these roughly chopped up, and we'll get this party started. As you can see, our pumpkins and gourds are doing amazing. They're growing like crazy. And we've got two different types of pumpkins. We've got an orange pumpkin. Can't remember the name, but I'll put it up here. And we've got a blue pumpkin this year because mainly I don't eat pumpkin. I've talked about this before. So mainly I just use it for decoration, and then we also use it to give to our pigs. So those are doing wonderful. I think on the watermelon, as you can see here, is totally sucking. I do believe that it needs more room. It needs its own area. The pumpkins are just drowning it out. So I think that we need to regroup on that and maybe put them somewhere else by themselves, because we're not growing any watermelons. This is like the second, third year that we've tried, and it's just not happening. Lord, if you could see my floor right now, guys, don't worry, I will take care of it when I'm done making a mess. All right, and then let's talk about this middle bed, which was our brassicas. Our broccoli actually did really well. I was able to put quite a bit of it up. We got no cauliflower. We barely got any cabbage. What we did get, you saw in another video I think I showed you. I just had made some kimchi with what we did get. I do have two more kind of smallish heads I was able to get out of there today. I don't know if y'all can see that. So I'm going to get it washed up, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Other than that, that's all we got for that. What else? Yeah, so that bed is done. I am getting it put to bed for the winter. No more dealing with it. And then over here in the far bed, that is our squash bed for like zucchini and yellow squash, and it's not doing all that great either. I mean, it's starting to pick up now. I'm just used to by now already having tons of it, and we haven't, so that's kind of sucked also. But you know, that's what happens sometimes. I'm just tired of dealing with it, so I will leave it going, but I'm not gonna really worry about getting out there and watering it. Yeah, you know, even though we're in a drought, I'm just not. And then down there at the end, that's where we have some of our peppers that we don't have in our pepper bed, like our habaneros and our heatless habaneros and our Anaheims. They're not doing all that great, so I may regroup on what I do with them next year. And then just a couple of tomato plants that we threw in. And I finally just got that trellis up over there. So, like I said, it's just been the year of not really concentrating on the garden very much. It's been a high heats. It's been drought. Yeah, we do have a watering system in the in-ground, but we don't on the above-ground beds. So trying to remember to get out there early in the morning to get stuff watered. Yeah, so I'll be putting all those to bed. I do want to plant some fall crops. I definitely want some cabbage because we didn't really get any. We didn't get any of the Cheers cabbage at all. We did get, you know, a few heads of the Napa. Like I said, I'll probably go ahead and do some carrots because I do believe within the next couple mornings, I'm probably just going to tear out what all's in there and get it canned up what I can. So maybe we'll do better this fall with maybe getting some carrots in. And I think that's about it going on with the garden right now. Oh, I will show you our potatoes. We also did not do very well on potatoes at all. I don't know what went wrong there, but we pretty much just got just a little bit over the amount poundage wise of what we had planted. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. This year was definitely not the best garden season. I will put up as much food as I possibly can, you know, from what we did get. So, on a high note, I mean, our garlic, we really got a lot. And our onions did exceptionally well. And considering that we do our onions with, starting with seed, I mean, we've got, oh my goodness, I'll have to look it up so I can put how much total we ended up getting. Now, we did have our celery planted where our leeks were. This was our first year trying to do celery. Didn't work, sucked. So what we ended up doing was some extra onions we threw in there. And I will show you that the ones in this above ground bed did really well. So some of these are our biggest onions that we got. So I will definitely shoot it up here what our poundage was on our onions. But I mean, again, we did, gosh, so good on onions. I'm so excited. Last year we ran out of onions pretty quick. I do make our own onion powder, so I will be getting a lot of these dehydrated up soon. And then another thing I'd like to do is just the onion flakes and dehydrate those. And so I'll be getting some of that done. And that's the main way that we preserve our onions. I will store some too, you know, for fresh usage. So, yeah. So that's the onions. All right, so these are our potatoes. And I just washed them and peeled them. And we'll get those in there. What we did get out of the potatoes, I will can them up so that we can use them over the winter. I don't know if we can get any in the ground now. Last year, we had some volunteers, and so we actually did do a second harvest, I believe. Something I might look into just because I would like to have some more potatoes on the shelf. We'll see how that goes. We grew the Yukon Gold and the red New Orleans Red, I think. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I'll put that here too, of what we did grow. And I'm just going to chunk everything up and put it in here. And then we're going to add the seasonings and the vegetable broth to it. And we'll can it up like that. And then we'll have a note for it that says, you know, what it needs added. So it's going to need to, it's going to have some bacon bits and some cream and some cheese and all the good stuff. But you're going to add all that to it once you dump it in a pot to cook it. Like I said, this is just going to be to can up. We loved having it on the shelf this past winter for an easy homemade soup, all grown from the garden. Come on, you can't beat it, peeps. So, all right, well, I'm going to get to finishing this up. I want to thank you for joining me on this little garden talk today. Hopefully, we did get one day of rain. It still was not near enough. So hopefully we get out of this funk that we're in here in North Carolina and start getting some rains and some relief from this heat. We have had a lot going on in the last 2 weeks also with our animals. So we will be filming that for you and get you caught up on what's going on with them. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.